Anubom Onoha was appointed as River State Rec. Others are Etakamba Omoren for Akwa Ibom State, Isa Ehimeakane for Edo State, Oluwatoyin Babalola for Ekiti State, Abubakar Mayaji for Gombe State, Shehu Wahab for Kwara State, and Bumi Omosheidemi for Lagos State. Aminu Kasim Idris was also appointed Rec for Nasarawa State, Mohammed Yelwa for Niger State, and Ismaila Moyi for Zamfara State. A statement by the spokesperson to the President, Ajuri Ngalale, said the President urged the new appointees to abide by the highest standards of professional and ethical conduct in the discharge of their duties. In a few hours, a 7-man panel of the Supreme Court will rule on the appeals of PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and his Labour Party counterpart Peter Obi challenging the election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mr. Atiku and Mr. Obi are seeking to nullify the election of President Tinubu, who contested under the APC. They lost their quest to stop President Tinubu at the Presidential Election Petition Court on September 6th and approached the Apex Court, which heard their appeals on Monday and reserved its judgment. The Apex Court communicated today's judgment date to all the parties yesterday. In another development, in anticipation of an upcoming visit by some APC members in River State to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike later this week, stakeholders from both factions within the party have expressed different views regarding the current leadership position within the state. It follows recent claims by a former Chief of Staff, Tony Okocha, that he is the leader of the party in the state. But some other members claim that former Minister of Transportation, Chibuike Amechi, remains the party leader in the state. Speaking on this, APC chieftain Omiete Eferebo, who says he is the River State APC chairman, tells correspondent Soyobi Ruwari that the new leader of the party is the former governor of the state, Nyesom Wike, following his appointment by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Of the position is occupying at the national level as in River APC. The person that gets information from the center that gives support. In politics, as we all know, when it comes to the issue of who is the leader, it depends on the position they are holding. It's just like our former leader, the former governor, Rotimi Chikame. He was the governor at that time and also minister. That makes him a leader who has taken that position with chief by It was just given to him by the president.
But Chizi Enyi, an APC member loyal to the former Minister of Transportation, disagrees.
For the constitution of APC in Nigeria, there are persons who qualify to be in certain leadership positions, particularly those who are qualified to be in the National Working Committee. And as a former governor, you are the leader by the privileged position that you are the former governor. But where there is a present governor of the state, then the governor of the state becomes the leader. But where there is no present governor, the former governor is the leader.
Mr. Enyi said the APC constitution confers leadership position to only elected members of the party and not appointees.
There is nothing like minister. Minister does not confer you the status of the leader. On a conventional ground, they can say you are the leader of the party at the state, maybe because the people in the state may say, okay, we lead us. But by the constitutional provision, you are not, because you cannot be invited to attend the next meeting. Wherein you are not part of the next meeting, how will you lead the party at the state level? If the constitution is recognizing you, it's not by appointment. The constitution does not appoint. The constitution recognizes you and confers you on the status.
An APC chieftain, Timipre Silva, has written to INEC demanding the immediate withdrawal of the amended candidates list for the 11th November governorship election in Bayelsa State. Recall that the name of Mr. Silva, the immediate past Minister for State for Petroleum Resources, was excluded in the amended list of candidates running for the election yesterday, following his disqualification by a federal high court in Abuja on 9 October. In a letter addressed to INEC through his lawyer Ahmed Raji, Mr. Silva accused INEC of being prejudicial. Away from that, students of Ignatius Ajuru University of Education, Rumo Lumeni, are asking the River State government to provide them with loans and bursaries. Their calls follow the increase in school, hostel, and other fees by the management of the university for the 2023-2024 academic session. They tell our correspondent that the university also introduced a new fee that will be paid before students can access the school's portal without considering the economic challenges they face.
Not just the school fees, the payments we are making is too much and the economy is very bad. Which one is professional development fee? VC precisely should have in mind that the parents here have nothing doing and we the students we are struggling to train ourselves. Increasing the school fees yearly is not favoring the student anymore.
Payment in our school is getting out of hand. We were asked to pay 6,300 for water access fee.
Considering the economic challenge now, we are unable to afford this school fees. We are also calling on the state government to help us with student loan.
I'm in 100 level and my portal fee is 7,300. The increment was not what we expected, and our school fees too has increased.
We are suffering and we are calling on the government to provide us student loan and bursary.
A memo cited by our correspondent showed that the school fees of River State indigents rose from between 38,200 naira and 64,600 naira to between 65,300 naira to 94,100 naira. The fees for non-indigents rose from between 61,300 naira and 91,600 naira to 121,100 naira. Also, extra year students will now pay 87,800 naira instead of 58,300 naira. The Postgraduate Students Association PGSA of Ignatius Ajuri University of Education, led by Promise Odin, has set up a legacy automated library and procured sport equipment for the benefit of all postgraduate students, staff, and the university community. A statement signed by the association's publicity secretary, Sunday Chizoba, the president of PGSA, Odin Promise, said his love for all postgraduate students and desire for higher academic achievements led him to set up the well-equipped state-of-the-art library and a complete set of sport equipment for postgraduate students. On a spot, the Dean of Postgraduate School, Good Wilson, who represented the Vice Chancellor of Ignatius Ajuri University of Education, Oke Onuchukwu, expressed gratitude to the students for their achievement and contributions to the postgraduate school and encouraged them to do more for the university. Now, a parent is accusing the principal of Community Secondary School, Ubarama, Ahoda West local government area of River State, of collecting money from prospective WAEC and NICO candidates. This is despite a warning issued by the State Commissioner for Education, Professor Chinedu Umom, cautioning head teachers and principals of public schools against collecting money for the registration of WAEC, NICO, and BECE exams. In an interview, the parents expressed concern that these illegal charges are mostly being collected in public schools in rural communities.
We heard the governor has ordered for free education in River State. But these things are not getting done to some part of the communities that makes up River State. Unlike Obarama community, I understand that the principal in that school is taking from the student 8,500 for picking up form, and is also asking the student to pay the sum of 24,000 for WAEC registration and NECO, whereby other communities in River State, such as Port Harcourt mainly, those things are not obtainable.
Recall that earlier this month, State Commissioner for Education Chinedu Umom described such registration fee as illegal.
These examinations are being paid by River State government free of charge for all our children enrolled in public schools in River State. I'm re-emphasizing this because of the calls I received from parents, from guidance, that some principals have printed forms and says enrollment forms for NECO and WAEC and charging as much as 12, 15, 20,000 as the case may be. I have sent some persons who may form to be parents to register their students or their wards. Once you become a corporate, that is no abeg, the hand of the law will hit on you. Please don't sabotage the efforts of the River State government.
The winner of the 2023 Nigeria Prize for Literature, Obari Gomba, has encouraged fellow writers to be diligent in their pursuit for excellence. As you may know, Dr. Gomba, who teaches literature and creative writing at the University of Port Harcourt, beat two other playwrights to win the 2023 Nigeria Prize for Literature for his play Grit, sharing his personal journey to success on Nigeria Info FM's Hello Port Harcourt. Dr. Gomba said he refused to give up on his writing endeavors despite facing disappointment. He said his work had been shortlisted 5 times since 2013 before he won the prestigious award.
Each time I've competed, I've always hoped to win. But I have what I call cautious optimism with a book called The Length of Eyes, and it made the initial shortlist of 11. The second time I competed was 2017 with a book called Forever.
Appealing and desirable to readers.
We have a lot of things competing with readership now. Television is one of them. The internet is one of them. We need to come to a point where we can learn to publish on those devices that people find easy to read from. For the younger people who are coming on, there's a likelihood that they'll be more at home reading stuff on their iPad or handset, laptops and stuff like that. So we must get books into those devices. In advanced societies all over the world, you have audio books, you also have books in print. Each of these formats targets a category of readership, so we need to pay attention to that.
The Nigeria Prize for Literature event, which honored Obari Gomba, was organized by the Nigeria Prize for Literature. Other finalists include Abidin Ojomu, the playwright for Ojueleba Crossroads, and Henry Akubiro, the author of Yamtarawala, the Warrior King. The chairman of Echi local government area, Obinna Ayawo, has commissioned a block of 6 classrooms with toilet, a staff room, and a head teacher's office at Community Primary School Ahobo in Ilkehi Ward 11. The school is the first government project to be sited at Ahobo community and is part of the chairman's One Ward, One Project initiative to ensure that the 19 wards of Echi benefit from his developmental strides. Speaking at the commissioning, Dr. Ayawo called for continued support of the people of Echi towards the success of his administration and assured that his government will continue to implement policies and projects that would benefit them. Inaugurating the project, a former chairman of Echi local government area, Nnamdi Okere, said the Echi council chairman has written his name in the history book for fulfilling all his electioneering promises made to the people.
Chairman, you're too much. We are here with the fundamentals of the society, the equalizer, the nebula, the leveler, what we call education. Because of education, we have risen to our pinnacle. Today, my brother, the younger brother, Obinna, has brought us here to commission project. What kind of project is that? If he told me he was coming to commission 20-story building, I wouldn't have followed him. If he told me he bought cars for me to cut tape, I wouldn't have followed him. He asked me to follow him to commission the very fundamentals of life.
On a part, leader of Echi Legislative Assembly, Cynthia Nwala, said that she is overwhelmed with the numerous people-oriented projects being executed by Dr. Obinna Ayawo in Echi local government area.
This I'm saying, I'm really happy because I didn't expect it. This is I don't know what to say, it's a surprise to the legislative because we think you're not doing anything. By the grace of God, I'm still easy, but I'll provide exercise book for the school.
Some dignitaries at the event also spoke on this.
Chairman, I am speechless because one thing is to contest election, one thing is to win election. And before the contest, you went around the chair to seek for the votes of the people. I also believe you made promise. Today, we have come here to witness one of the promises you made to your people. And to God be the glory, you are always a promise keeper.
Obinanyanwu has done perfectly well. I stand very tall to say it anywhere I go. Because his projects have affected all the 19 wards of Echie local government area.
I'm also happy that I am part of this government that is not by West, but by this. That they are showcasing the dividends of the democracy in the land of Echie. You are a man of focus. Remain focused. The Lord is with you.
Still to come, President Tinubu to present 2024 budget. Stay with us.
When there is
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will present the 2024 appropriation bill to the National Assembly before the end of November for consideration and passage. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation, Solomon Adeola, said this yesterday while addressing journalists after the inaugural meeting of the committee. Senator Adeola also said the presidency will present the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy to the National Assembly next week for proper scrutiny. Elsewhere, some Nigerians in the diaspora have raised concerns over an increased level of depression as they try to adapt to their host countries. They told our correspondent that they face challenges of acceptance, identity crisis, and other issues which affect their mental health and productivity. Some of them say they have become suicidal due to loneliness and lack of connection with home.
I recently moved to the UK like a year ago without a family, no husband, no family whatsoever. It was just like a few more months before winter. There's something winter does to people. If you are depressed, it makes you more depressive. And if you aren't depressed, you plummet into depression. There's this sense of I'm all alone. It sort of just deals with your productivity. For me, it led to suicidal thoughts. I wasn't myself.
For me, I would not expressly call it depression, but rather culture shock I felt when I moved. I missed my friends back in Nigeria. At a point, I even felt like I made a mistake. I don't know if it was the food.
I think the most challenging part if you don't have someone where you are that you can relate with easily, someone that has to guide you on things that you need to do or things you need to know.
They also spoke on various actions they are taking to help themselves.
I told my school counselor about it and I was put into therapy. I believe you could take up some type of exercise. If you're a gym freak, you could start small, or you could just go on runs. I used to go running every morning, kept my mind active. For me, I started doing volunteer work. If you don't have a job, I would really consider you getting a job. You could go out, to these events, African events, whatever, like any event at all. It helps you meet people. I really turned up the button on my spiritual life. I prayed a lot.
I even engaged in church activities. I'm a music person, so I volunteered to play for an organization. I engaged in social activities, kept in touch with family and friends back home through, regular phone calls, video chat.
The Nigerian Society of Engineers says its annual Nigerian Content Workshop that will be held in Port Harcourt next Monday will focus on the critical areas of the new Electricity Act 2023. A statement signed by Nigerian Content Committee Chairman Nana Okebu says the workshop is themed a technical analysis of the Electricity Act 2023, the pros, cons, and way forward. With a keynote address to be given by Eddie Ebruke. The statement said the workshop, which also has the electricity market and financial aspect of the Act as sub-themes, will draw attention to the expectations from the Act, as well as lapses and difficulties the state will face if they fail to take advantage of the Act. The event, which will begin on 9 a.m. on 30th October, at Hotel Presidential, is open to the general public. It will also have the President, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Tasiu Gidari Wudil, as chairman of the occasion. And on the foreign scene, police in the U.S. city of Lewiston, Maine, have warned a gunman is on the loose, with reports that at least 16 people have been killed. Residents of the city have been told to shelter in place. Police named Robert Card as a person of interest and said he should be considered armed and dangerous. The White House said President Joe Biden had been briefed on the situation and would continue to receive updates. There were also multiple but unconfirmed reports of at least 50 people injured.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, you heard President Buhari has appointed new resident electoral commissioner for Rivers and 7 other states. There is anticipation the Supreme Court will today deliver judgment on the presidential election petition appeals. And on the foreign scene, at least 16 have been killed in a mass shooting in Maine, U.S. The news was edited by Martha Okere-Nkem. You can see pictures and watch videos of news stories when you like us on Facebook and follow us on X at Nigeria Info PH. On Instagram, it's Nigeria Info FM_PH. For any eyewitness report and breaking news, text and send your WhatsApp pictures and videos to our news desk line on 0808-721-7215. Peace is a part of the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Ifechukwu Moyoli. Many thanks for listening.